The last thing that I want to talk about with you guys before we get up out of here is kind of a scary issue, something that I think is a really big deal. We've touched on AI in music a couple of different times, and I think rarely has it been a situation where the AI has fooled people or gotten to a point where it's like really been like just in regular like playlists and shit like that. Like I feel like niggas aren't really just like kind of stumbling upon the AI song. You know, I haven't found it in my algorithm naturally. And there's this new artist, R&B, or not artist, I don't want to say, this new creation named Xania Monet, who put out a song that I think charted on Billboard. And I also saw Ish on the Joe Budden podcast play it as his sleeper. A bunch of people have been talking about it. And he wasn't aware, and I think a lot of people listening to the song wasn't aware that it's AI.
Oh, he didn't know that?
No.
Oh, wow.
And this is really weird because we listened to the song and it's not bad, but it does feel like this is another step towards it getting more and more normalized.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a decently written song. It's nothing that like blew me away or anything like that. But I could see how like the average R&B listener who wants like a straightforward kind of corny R&B song would be like, yeah, this is good, you know? And then on top of that, we always talk about label games and then being able to boost something up. If this artist is signed, I think, if this thing is signed, I don't know if it is, now it has a machine behind it. That all scares me for what the future could look like with the charts being filled with AI music.
Yeah, it's definitely getting scarier. I mean, I still wasn't like, I'm going to be scared when I hear a song that I really think is good.
But it's not about
AI.
us. It's not about us because I think we're always going to have a different ear with it because we're music nerds. And we really listen to that shit. But like my mom, passive listeners, the masses, niggas who don't really give a fuck about what comes up on the top 40 or whatever they listening to or on the radio, they're going to hum along to this and sing along to this and listen to this. My mom knows a bunch of songs and doesn't know who sings them.
Yeah.
So if this becomes something that just gets around in culture and people are playing this song and putting it behind their videos and all that shit, like, I don't know. We're taking opportunities from artists who are really talented, and it's a slippery slope because labels now, why would I not go and sign that? Because at the end of the day, all labels want is to make money. So if they're able to get these artists under their umbrella that they don't have to talk to, don't have to deal with, don't have to politic with, don't have to deal with their teams, and don't have to spend money on, they can just AI generate this music and push the shit out with no overhead. They're going to keep doing that.
Yeah, I feel like this would be really good for like sync too. You know what I mean? Like I feel like music that, like you were talking about radio, but like music that would be put in like movies, TV shows, commercials, things like that. It seems like a very cheap way to manufacture music for those systems. So I do see your point where it's like, I think large corporations, once they figure it out, the legality of it would definitely jump on this trend.
Music videos have been devalued. Not only do we know, because I think we don't care about music videos, but from sitting behind the scenes in meetings and talking about budgets and things like that, niggas don't give a fuck about putting no push behind music videos. So they're really getting rid of that element where the consumer can relate to an artist and like see them and understand this is how they dress and things like that. You know what I mean? It's really just kind of about the song. What do you use it for? How long can it be hot for? And like, it's just a virality game. It's not about longevity and careers with artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was interested in this too because I did, and I forget her name, but I did read that like the actual writer of this song is like a real person. They just used Suno.
Yeah.
They just used Suno to create the music. I don't know if it's like she laid down the vocals and then Suno processed them in a different way or what have it, but there still was like a real person behind the creation of this music, which makes me feel like why not use your actual name? Why create like an avatar?
And why couldn't the song be given to someone else?
Yeah.
Because I could totally understand if she's just like, I can't perform this the way that I want to. Okay, sell the song. Be a songwriter. If it's such a good song, you know, put it out. And that's where I'm like, I don't think this song is really something that like has gotten a lot of organic love. I think this is something that's probably moving off playlists and things that whoever is pushing it is paying for. And it's a decent enough song to where people are streaming it a little bit. And it's like, it makes enough money because again, the overhead is so low. It probably didn't cost a lot to put this whole thing together. So even if it's not a bunch of organic streams and things like that, the little bit of money you're making off these playlist streams is enough to make the investment worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. I think one thing that I like is that I do think culturally the music is going to change. Like I think music that we like and that we uplift in artist communities and within society is going to change. I think more experimental things are going to rise and become more popular. I think things that might not sound perfect, I think things that have built-in intentional flaws are going to rise. And that's always kind of been music I've liked better anyway, but I could see that becoming more popular amongst everyone because you don't want the shit that sounds perfect. Now that's so easy. You know what I mean? I think we're going to like look for human touches in art because I don't think anybody wants to consume art. I think that song is ruined when you know it's AI because they're talking about this experience with like a non-present father, right? And not being able to like know how to like stand for their worth. But it's like when you listen to a rapper that you know isn't about that shit at all. When you listen to 6ix9ine or fucking, you know what I mean? And it's like, yo, this is a joke. Nothing you're saying is believable or has any validity to it.
Yeah, and that's like the super evil part too. Just like obviously like businesses preying and profiting off black trauma and then having like this black woman telling a story about not having a father and like just pushing that stereotype further. Like I think that's one of many layers about why this shit is so fucked up, but that's not something that could be glossed over. It's like, why did that have to be the situation? Why did that have to be the optic? I don't know. And she has a bunch of other songs that I will never, ever, 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 ever press play on, but it's corny. You got to watch out for what you're listening to. I think it's going to be really hard for especially older people to understand if what they're listening to or what they're watching or seeing is fake or real. So keep an eye out on it. Look at cover art because I'm like, if you look at the cover art to me, I'm like, okay, this is some fake shit. But
yeah, I just encourage artists also to find ways to leverage the human parts of them. You know what I'm saying? Now more than ever, go develop a live presence. Now more than ever, perform and use videos from performances on social media. Like to me, that is like the most valuable asset you have now. Because like I was saying with the shit on X, I don't believe anything I see on X is actually a real organic thought. Most shit that I see on Instagram at this point, I'm just like, my brain says automatically AI. You know what I mean?
This is why I really don't scroll. Like I don't do the whole doom scrolling thing. Like I don't really like, that's why I never really took to TikTok because I'm like, yeah, all this shit is like fake. All this shit is like trying to be pushed on me. Like I'm just like, I don't get enjoyment out of it because if I'm scrolling for 5 minutes and I'm like, this is all fake or meaningless or shit that's just here to distract me, it's like, that's draining to me. It's like, why do I need to look at this? I'd rather watch a podcast with people who I know, like, your opinion could be wrong or not well researched or anything like that, but at least I know it's original or from you. You know what I'm saying? It feels like that's a person who actually thought this, not just some shit that's trying to play into an algorithm that we have no control over.
Yeah, and I think AI is getting better, but also all of our AI detectors are also getting better.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you, but I can immediately know if something was written with ChatGPT when I read it.
Yeah,
but also, you don't use ChatGPT that much.
But I know, but you can tell when something is inauthentic and just like I see it on captions more and like tweets. And I haven't really received that many emails, but like, you know, it's like it sounds like the automated messages you get, you know, the bounce back shits.
Yeah, it has a very distinct tone. Each AI has its own tone for sure, and ChatGPT has one that I'm very familiar with just by using it all the time. But there are also specific like literary devices that it always uses, as well as like actual symbols. Like if you ever see a double dash, it's ChatGPT. Like without a doubt. You know what I mean? I've never seen anyone just normally use a double dash. And ChatGPT uses it all the time.
That's funny.
Yeah. I think it's good that we're starting to look for it and look for ways around it. And just support human art, support humans. Don't just let this happen. This is like a serious problem, and I know my tone has switched since the last time we spoke about it on the podcast, but it is a serious problem, and I think you need to make sure that what you're supporting aligns with what you want the future of the world to look like.
It is fun when you look back after a couple months and you're like, damn, Miles was right.
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh shit.
That's not what I'm saying.
My bad.